Hi everyone, it's Mish here and welcome to my channel. If you're new, thank you for stopping by, and if you are one of my returning crafty friends and kindred spirits, welcome back, or should I say welcome me back. I know it's been a minute. A lot of things have gone on in the last little while, and so I'll chat about that. But today's kind of craftiness will be the little golden books. Now, in September, I was working on this when things took a big turn in my life. So I just had this little Snow White golden book, and I took the staples out, made another little spine. I did keep a little bit of the golden book spine, which I really like. I like to see that, and then just added a different spine. And then I just went through, I keep the signatures as they are, so I like to read the story or have the story in its entirety as I go through it, but I just add more pages to the signatures. And this one here, I just took a piece of pattern paper, kind of cut out some of the images so that I could set a photo or something written in there. I didn't get this one finished before I ended up going offline for a while. I did, Snow White's mother embroiders she's embroidering for Snow White, and 3 little drops of blood fall on the embroidery. So I did this little embroidery with the S for Snow White. And then just added some other little pages and tucks and just places to put your ideas and your memories in here. And with this one here, there was, for the golden book itself, there were, oops, have I been totally off? I haven't even been paying attention. I'm so rusty at this. I apologize if I've been off frame. So for this golden book, there were 2 signatures, but I put in one here, which is a little elasticated, like the traveler's notebooks, that I might want to put a little insert in there of a few pages. Or I was kind of thinking along the lines of Valentina had sent me, and I think I showed you this kind of there in the summertime, a little book. I just absolutely love this. But I was thinking maybe something along this lines that could just slip in the middle there, that you could put memories or whatever you wanted in there. And then for the second signature, I just did the same thing, just went along and added just some pages that I love this one. And this was the Snow White and this edition that I remember from when I was a child. I had this. This isn't the book that the one that I actually had, which I wish I still had it, but it's one that I found at the thrift store. And this one here is copyright back in 1948, 1937, and then this one was 1948 edition. So then when I went offline for a while, I've since come back. So what had happened is at the very last minute, I decided I wanted to move kind of out of Halifax. My parents had moved down to what we call towards the valley, and I wanted to kind of move down with them as well, or down to the area. And I just really wanted to get out of Halifax. So I saw this house and I made an offer, which was accepted. And then everything just got so busy with me trying to pack up my house. And I didn't really want to put my house on the market until I had moved some of my stuff. So I closed on this house and then put my house on the market. So my house is still on the market now. Hopefully, I'm fingers crossed it sells soon. But it's just been weeks of packing and moving. It's about an hour from my house in Halifax to the house, my new house. And so I would get off work, drive to Halifax, do painting, packing, loading up cars, bringing the stuff down here, and then there was the unloading, and just days and days of going back and forth. And then finally got to the point that I haven't had to go back up to the city. I did yesterday, but I had an appointment and stuff. But so my craft room is just being organized. The first project I started was this book a couple days ago, because I just wanted to get back into the little golden book. It was just something that had been on my mind, and I thought it was a good sort of practice of getting back into my craft room and finding things and having my work area set up. So for today, I really didn't have a project. I just thought that I would flip through. This little golden book is 1998, and I have this one here. The book itself is 2 signatures, but I did put an extra signature in the middle, which is why the spine is a little bit wider. And I did keep the golden book spine for the front and the back, but of course not on the actual back of the spine. And then I've added a few things, a little envelope here, a little fa la la lots to do, and then a little file page, a little tuck spot, just some parchment, and on here I have a little tuck spot there, and then an envelope type thing in the back. I just left this little flap, not sure what that'll end up being. This was a recycled envelope, and I just put a little magnet there with a little glassine bag. So I do have a little kind of tuck spot in the back here, and then the bag itself, and then kind of in there I could tuck something, and then the little envelope. And then here is a bigger little pouch, secret pouch. And then this is a belly band, which I made out of a Christmas Carol page, which folds over, so we have a little area where we can tuck some little ephemera there. And then this here, I'm planning on doing like a little note, a little skinny note pad with a few pages to tuck there. And then there's a little pocket there. So we'll get back to that one. And then on this page, there's 2 tuck spots there. Here we have another little pocket. And then I did a pocket on the front with a little band there, so we can hang things over the band. Maybe just even, some paper clips or something. And then, I'm not sure if I've got a couple pages here to do right now with us, just to kind of hang out a bit. I think that was all for the first signature. And then, but what I wanted to do with this one here, which I did with the front, is I want to take my X-Acto knife and then just cut this straight down. Once I did the little angle there, I really didn't like it. So I thought that I would just make it a rounded corner. So, thinking about coming back, I was just a little bit at a loss of what projects to do, because, of course, I haven't been doing my collage or the Marguerite or Daphne's Diary in quite a few weeks. And so I'm just trying to get my act together. That's kind of cute. And just get on with it. So what are the things that you guys would like to see? And I do really appreciate those of you who have reached out to me. And I really apologize that I kind of just seemed to disappear for a while. But that's what happens in life sometimes, is you just can't. And the other thing, that because of all the moving and lifting and not eating properly, stopping at McDonald's because I just don't have time to cook, or could even find a pot or a pan at one point, You know, I have put on some weight, but my fibromyalgia and my arthritis has just been so bad that, you know, I just can't get comfortable sitting or sleeping. So I'm constantly having to change positions. So when I'm finished work, or, you know, I got a minute from unpacking stuff, my body's just tired, and, you know, I just can't come in and sit in my craft room in this chair. So, but it's all coming along, and it'll be fine. Okay, so I've just added that little extension. So I just took, on my signature, I just took another little page, and I made it this is 2 inches here, just for a little tuck, and I'll decorate that with some ribbon and stuff. And I just absolutely love that paper. And that is, I believe it is Echo Park, yeah, Christmas Joy, which is fantastic paper. And then I had this little flippy flop here. So I wanted to put in this CD case, and I cut a piece of paper 5x5, and in the center I have a die cut, a circle die cut that I just cheated and cut that out. But if you didn't have the die cut, what I've done before, before I had the die cuts, is I just get something kind of blunt. Okay, I was just noticing in the TV that everything was just too close, so I'm not sure until I review this back what view you've got, and I really apologize if I've been totally off frame and you can't see anything that's going on. But yeah, I'll take something blunt like a stylus and put my piece of 5x5 down, and then gently just make an embossed or press down so that I get my circle, and then just cut it out. Is an easy way to do that. And I've already glued that down, and then on the back I just went along and did a little bit of doodling. And then with this piece, I'm thinking I'm just going to stick it right on the back. And then I'm just going to flop that over the top. In the meantime, I've cut this little triangle. I'm going to have a little triangle pocket here. And I think I'm just going to cut this straight across, like so. And then I've got a little spine there. And sometimes things don't glue well right on the spine. So I think that I will add a little bit of tape. And so yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get back to the Marguerite Miller. Right now I can't commit to anything because I'm still trying to get this place sorted and get my other place done, and then of course working. I did take off a few days here and there, but or a few hours. Sometimes I left work a little bit early to get back into the city, but I'd like to get back to doing the collage that I had set out. I really appreciate those of you who've kept going with the collage, even though I've been a little bit AWOL. Missing in action. Oops. Let's put this down here. We've been getting a lot of rain down here, up here, which is nice. Okay, and then I thought that I would just put that on as a little, and then we can do tucking behind it. And then this is going to just kind of tuck over top of it. So I kind of thought that was cute, and then we'll keep that on with like a paper clip or something. And then we can take that off and use it to, you know, as an envelope. Yeah, I like that. So I need the glue to be sort of on this section here, but just on the bottom section. Otherwise it'll glue down on the page and I won't have a tuck. because then we can just put stuff in the back there. So then this will come over top this way, and then it will be like that on the back, that we can take it off. And I just want to put, kind of just really like that. So this paper here, I don't know if you remember one of the videos from last Christmas, one Christmas, is we just stamp that ourselves. And I just love, I'm going to do a couple more sheets like this here soon, because I really love it. And you can do both sides and make your own double-sided paper, or take a single-sided paper that you like and then just stamp on the back of it. Alright, and then I was thinking that I might put Merry Christmas. So when this goes over top of there, I will probably eventually put something on there, but that it will look kind of cute. So I'm thinking, I got these stickers at the dollar store last year, and that's one thing that really is kind of shocking, is when you move, you realize how much stuff that you really have. Because the room that I have now is probably about twice the size of my other room. My other room was very small, craft room. And saying that, I just had to swivel my chair around and I could reach everything. Okay, so then we need just a paper clip there. Okay. In this room, it's more I've got to get up and walk around, which is actually better for me, because with the arthritis, there'll be times I'll be crafting for a couple hours without getting up out of the chair because it's all around me, and then I'm as stiff as a board. So I think it's a good thing. Okay, so with this one here, I just took just want to go on a blank page. This is just a little piece of graph paper that I had, and then I made these little flaps and left a 1/2 inch. What I did though is I kind of made a little decorative corner where on the corners where this is going to go underneath the paper, I should have left it squared off because I've had to cut a notch out of there. But I'm going to put all these behind this before so this is going to be on, yeah. I am going to put all the flaps on before I tack down the back piece, because then all my flaps will be hidden. Okay, so then I've got that one, and then this one is going to line up with this. So now that the house is getting cute and cozy, I've been feeling so much better about things. I'm still a little bit stressed out about, of course, as I said, selling the house, but I've been praying, and I'm sure my prayers will be answered. Okay, and then I made these little flaps that are going to go here. Oops. I've made a little mark, except I think I put it on the back there. I made a little mark where these are going to go, and I'm going to have to put them on the front, which is, I've measured halfway, which is roughly about there. All right, and then I've put a little mark, so this is the left-hand side one. I put a little mark so that I could line these up like so. Okay, I'm going to get that down, and then we'll tie these with some string. Okay, and then just line that up. Okay, so then these will go underneath there. And there we go. So I've also ahead of time put some double-sided tape down. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in the middle there. All right, and then we'll get this space where we want it. Excuse me if my head gets in the way. And we'll stick that down. And I've really missed you guys. Oh my. I'd be going along and I'd be thinking, wonder what Mel's doing today, or Val, or Carol, one of the Carols from BC, Carol. I appreciate your emails, as well as you, Carol, from California. It just made me feel, I don't know, like missed, I guess. And again, I apologize. On my Facebook group, I did, let people know that I'd moved, but within a couple weeks, my craft room was packed up, and I couldn't find the lead to my iPad, and then I couldn't figure out how to log into YouTube on my other one, because I usually use just one, this one that I'm on now, and it just got a little bit stressful. So I'm just going to tie that, and then I'm just going to give enough of this. I can cut that. Oh, I think I've got way too much through there, so that I'm not going to ever lose an end. And then we can make a bow. Okay, and then that will be another cute little interactive page that you can continue to decorate, which I will later, maybe. The top's there, but when you open it up, you could put pictures on the inside, or whatever you choose. These scissors are dull, dull, dull. All right, well, that's my little video for today. I hope you guys just enjoyed our little chat, and I will be back with more videos. I just feel really rusty, anyway, but it's been nice chatting with you guys, and I hope you stay safe and well until we meet again. Bye for now.